Hey guys, and welcome back. We're going to do the most fun shot in golf. Everybody wants to hit those dead solid shots that land on the green and then spin back 10, 15, 20 feet. And depending on the type of green you're hitting on, the slope of the green, that may or may not be possible. But in today's video, I'm going to show you how to get that ball spinning back and having a good time doing it. And we're going to focus in on 3 keys that are going to help you to do this. So key number 1, let's talk about the gear effect when we're going to hit any kind of shot and how it can either hurt spin or help spin. So as I make contact with the golf club, if I hit the ball slightly low on the face, what happens is the face is going to turn down a little bit, and since the ball is stuck to the face at contact, let's go ahead and get really close here. I'll try to get this lined up with the camera. So as this club face turns down, it actually gets the ball to spin up a little bit more. And that's what's called the gear effect. So it adds spin. If I hit the ball high on the face, let's say I had this wedge teed up, it's going to roll back and actually put a little bit. Think of it as top spin. Really, it's just less back spin it's going to get on there. So if we want to get the most amount of spin, that's the first key that I would talk about, is we want to tend to hit a little bit toward the bottom of the face. Now, we don't want to hit it thin or anything like that. We're going to tend to hit just a little bit to the bottom of the face. The second thing is we want to hit a little bit slightly on the toe. That's really going to help to make sure that we get the most spin also. That's going to kind of help the gear effect as it's turning on the toe to really get a little bit more grab on there, because it's going to kind of suck into the club face a little bit more. Now, the next thing we'll talk about here, and the reason that most players have a really difficult time getting spin, is if you want to get a lot of spin on the golf ball, we've got to have a lot of forward shaft lean to really be compressing this golf ball. The optimum zone, or the optimum rate for the most spin you can get, is going to be somewhere around 50 degrees. So and that's between my angle of attack and the loft on my wedge. So that sounds really complicated, but let me explain that to you. As I'm hitting this shot, I'm going to be hitting down and through this shot. Let's imagine that I'm hitting down and through at a -5 degrees angle of attack. This wedge, when the club shaft is straight up and down, has 56 degrees aloft. If my angle of attack is -5 and my loft on the club is 56, that's 61 degrees difference in those two angles. So I'm actually going to lose a little bit of spin there. I need to have about 10 degrees or maybe just slightly more of forward shaft lean at contact to be able to get that spin wedge or that loft down around 50 degrees difference. And here's how we're going to do this. The tough thing is, when you try to get more forward shaft lean, what's usually going to happen is your club face is going to start to open up like this. So as you set up to this ball, I want you to go ahead and I want you to pause in the halfway down swing position, and I want you to rotate your left hand until it's bowed, the left wrist is bowed, and my right hand is down toward the ground, kind of facing, the palm of my hand's facing the ground. That's really going to close this club face. Now as I come through, if I don't get forward shaft lean, this club face is going way to the left. That's not going to be fun. I got to go ahead and get forward shaft lean to square up this face, and now all of a sudden I'm really getting a lot of forward shaft lean on that club. I can really pinch that ball and compress that golf ball. That's going to be really good for getting a lot of spin on there. Now finally, I want to make sure that I take a good aggressive swing. I can't be timid. I've got to really accelerate through that ball. I've got to let that club go. And I want to kind of pinch and hit a little bit of turf in front of the golf ball. If I start to again scoop, try to help the golf ball up in the air, try to help the club get some spin on the ball, not going to happen. I've got to de-loft that club, get some forward shaft lean, and then pinch the ground. Feel like I'm hitting the ground and the ball kind of at the same time. So if I put those 3 things together, a little bit lower on the face. So if this is the center of the face here, I'm just going to go a groove lower than that. A little bit off the toe would be awesome too. Number 2, I'm going to rotate that club face down so I can get more forward shaft lean. And then number 3, I'm going to accelerate and feel like I'm pinching that ball into the ground, really feeling almost like you're trapping the ball against the ground. And I'm going to let the loft lift that up onto the turf. I'm going to hit a couple shots here. I'll show you guys these. We'll put a camera up on the green and you'll start to see those spinning back. It'll be a lot of fun. So go out and get your reps in, 50 reps each of those 3 things, and then go ahead and take it out to the course. Get anywhere from that 80 to about 120 yard range. That's going to be your maximum spin range where you can have tons of fun. Find a green with a nice gentle slope rolling back to you. That's going to get you the most spin. Have fun, and let's see if we can spin a few back. All right guys, hope y'all really enjoyed this video. If you did, I got a great bonus for you. I'm gonna include one of my #1 videos, a preview of my #1 video on increasing your lag, and it's all in the takeaway and getting the proper amount of wrist set. So I'm gonna play a preview of that video. It pops up here in a second. If you wanna see that entire video, plus you're gonna get 5 videos from our Top Speed Golf system, go ahead and click the link that pops up in your screen or down below in the description if you're on a mobile device. So if you're on a mobile device, open up the description below and you can click the link there. Good luck to you guys. If you have any questions, post them in the comments below. Be sure to click that thumbs up button. That really helps us to grow the channel. And also remember to subscribe. That way you'll see our latest videos. I'll see you all in the lag video. Hi guys, and welcome back. I'm Clay Ballard, and in today's video we're going to talk about one of the absolute worst drills for creating lag. It's a very common drill that I see. And in this drill, what we're going to do is we're going to set the wrist very early to create an angle of lag, and then we're going to try to hold this throughout the swing. It's one of the worst things that you can do to build lag. I'm going to talk about the science behind why this is the case, and I'm also going to give you a great drill to help you improve your lag, all in this video. Let's go ahead and get started. If I do it this way versus holding that position, exact same thing happens when we're building the lag in the golf swing. So what we want to do is throughout the swing, I want to have a very low and wide takeaway. So I'm not going to set my wrist early at all. If you look at a lot of the top players, you look at Adam Scott, very wide takeaway, not very much wrist set at all. You look at Rory McIlroy, look at Tiger Woods. All these players are using a wide takeaway and not getting very much wrist set, so that later in the swing, as we start down, we can increase this wrist set, and we're really only going to max out this angle of lag for a split second in the downswing. Okay, so a 3-step drill here. Now, as we get started with this, I want to remind you that the fulcrum in this golf club for getting a massive amount of lag is right at the end of the golf club. This is where I want my hinge point to be. I want to use the full length of this club to build lag and then release lag.